rapid fire. We're going to talk about rapid fire. How many times should I say rapid fire? We're going to talk about rapid fire. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about rapid fire. Did you guys know triple shots exist? Let's talk about rapid fire. So, first things first, this is the best archetype coming out of AV. Uncontested, unimpressed. This is the best one coming out. So let's talk about why it's the best one coming out. First of all, we got the #1 bad boy, Nilius, coming out, and he's looking better than ever. He's a little core boy, and he's got his Maximus Flexiton on. And he is coming in an 8-cost Evo, an 8-cost Evo with, how much damage? Did I not write it down? I didn't write it down. Seven? Let's talk about rapid fire. Let's talk about rapid fire for a moment, okay? I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine a desk. A desk with your favorite deck on it. You got your Bakugan. You finally got that 8th gaming mat or official Bakugan playing mat that you've been jonesing for forever but couldn't even find one or even could afford for the longest time. You're wiping, the dry skin off it. You're wiping every little dust particle Cheeto off of the mat. It's looking nice. It's looking crispy. And then you look up and it's me coming through your door. And I slam my
Bakugan
deck. Oh, I can't cuss. I slam my deck on the table, getting the blood of my enemies on your nice mat, but it's okay because it blends in with the rest of the red. And because you got a red mat. That's important. So I put my rapid fire deck and I spread out my Bakugan and I'm ready to destroy you. Now, how am I going to do this? With my wonderful rapid fire deck that I made on Google. So here we go. I got my core Darkus Nilius. Finally, I can use Darkus Nilius core. That's not garbage. Or depends on discarding to add damage when they'll just play a flip. Titan Nilius was bad. So, how we play rapid fire? Let me go over some ideas with you. Okay, so this is my build, looking like it so far. So, Nilius comes with a Fire Fist and a shield. And his main stats are not too good or crazy or good. And he's 404. So, I'm used to running bad cores. Core like Bakugan without any evos or effects. So that doesn't bother me that much, but it's his evo. That's really good because it says rapid fire and that's pretty much the only reason. And it's 1400 B power before anything else and it's 7 damage and you get to play it for free if you already activated a rapid fire card. That's how the archetype works, is if you play a rapid fire card, the next one you play is free. And they have one of the best Evo or heroes in the game for it because Skater Dragonoid, Skater Boy, is pretty good and he's really good. I love him. So we got the Darkus Ash, which is the 1-cost, 3 damage rapid fire that is basically going to be the combo starter more often than not. And it gives you 3 damage, which is not that impressive. But it lets you activate your engine, which is literally any other rapid fire other than that. Very good. You're going to see that a lot turn 1. But the fact of the matter is, unfortunately, Pyrus and Darkus have an allergy to B-power bonuses that aren't less than 4 energy cost for whatever reason. So turn 1, if your opponent has a blue ball on the opposite side of the mat, you lose. It's over. 1 tides and the whole cookie crumbles and you can't eat it. Nevertheless, let's ignore it. Let's pretend no one has Aquos. No one has it. Don't. Then we have Shadowflame, which is a 2-cost. It gives you double strike and shadow strike, which is very good if you win turn 1 because then you get to double strike. And if they don't have Confuse or Sonic Shield, because more often than not, you're going to be landing on a Fire Fist, or even if you decide to land on the shield, that is plus 400 for Pyrus and Darkus, which with Nilius, you're going to be landing the majority of the time, because if you can land the 1400 B-Power Evo, that's 1800 turn 1, and not a lot of things can get past that unless they draw their Super Fuel or Great Water Boost into Tides, which, who plays Greater Water Boost? No one! No one. That's the only caveat with that. You have to run into that shield, or else 250, that's about 1650. A lot of people can catch up with that. So that's not that good. Oh, also, actually, never mind. If they're running Hydronoid, that's 1450 plus 400. No, just kidding. Tides is only 400 if you play the other thing with it. So never mind. They lose. Haha. Yes, victory is yours. Double strike. Boom! Hit them for a lot of damage turn 1. They can't cope. And then, if you got Skater Boy, you get to play multiple cards. So you empty out your hands, and then you can play Mecha Claws, which if it's the only card left in your hand, you get to equip for free, which is stupid given the boost that it gets. Uh-oh, looks like we didn't think that one through. Spin Master, Pyrus Vortex, 3 cost, no one's playing this, no one's gonna play it. It's 5 energy, 3 energy, 5 damage, rapid fire, not really worth it, don't like it. Dragonoid Skater Supreme, I've talked about him, I like him, he lets you play 3 cards for free a turn pretty much. That's pretty cool. Or 2 cards for free when you'd normally be only playing 1 card for free. So that's pretty good. Nilius Troublemaker, just run Mac. Just run Mac. Because you get to win that turn. And then it does the same thing. The only difference is that you get to play it for free if you're going off with rapid fire cards. The thing about Pyrus and Darkus is that it is taking its Fury and Mac Muck to the extreme. Spin Master and Bakugan seem to be aware that Pyrus Darkus, best faction duo, is taking off, and their main strategy is to cheese people out of victories by making it all about that sweet, voluptuous damage. And they're definitely making that the norm, because Dark Rage is another card that came out, which I don't think it's going to be that good, although it is a win con. It is 5 damage. Or 5 energy. So it depends. Early game, that's kind of boo-boo. I feel like if you're running the most viable deck, you have a bunch of 3 costs, or you have a bunch of play sets of 3, and then at the end of that, you should have 2 cards that are at 2, given that, 3 of 9 cards is 36, and then you only have 4 slots left in the deck for 40, so you have to have 2 cards that can only be at 2 or 3 and then 1, but that's bad, so don't do that. So Dark Rage could possibly be one of the 2s. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Let's talk about Twilight Axes, actually, because that is actually really good, and it's worth the rapid fire, because, hello! Pyrus Darkus gets B-Power now. That's why I was going on that tangent, because they only care about damage for some reason nowadays, which is stupid, because that's not how the game's played. You have to win before damage matters, unless you... And then, even if you rapid fire and do all this stuff, granted that it's free, you're not going to be cheesing out Midas India stuff early game, or max stuff, if you're dedicating all your energy to this rapid fire engine. Granted, they're free, but you're not going to be cheesing the same things like turn 1 and 2, because you're going to be super fueling to do this combo. Granted, damage stuff is good to win, but finally, Twin Axes, we get plus 300 B power and plus 3 damage. That's really good, especially since you get to play it for free. And so maybe you'll, maybe you win once or twice. I don't know. And maybe if you land your Nilius, here's a play that I'm thinking of, now that we're here. We're not going to talk about the Evos, because, we'll talk about the Evos. This is a play that I have in mind. Okay, you use your Nilius, you roll that for turn 1, and you super fuel. Good card, good start. And then you super fuel into Dragonoid. And then now that you've played a rapid fire card, you get to play 2 more cards for free. So you landed on the shield. You activated Skater Boy, see you later, boy. And then you activate your Nilius Evo, because at this point it doesn't matter the order, but you play your Nilius Evo, and so now you're at 1800, and then you could play Twilight Axes, and then you're at 2100 turn 1. That's pretty good. The only thing that is bad is that he goes back to the hand during the end phase. And the only, another bad thing about Rapid Fire is that you can't do it every turn unless you have the 1 cost, to just get the ball rolling. Unfortunately, that's the case. And Skater Boy doesn't stack, or else that'd be ridiculous. So the fact of the matter is that there's not that many starter cards when it comes to Rapid Fire, except maybe Shadow Blaze, maybe Darkus Ash. No, definitely Darkus Ash, because it's a 1 cost. It's going to be hard to pull off insane stuff every turn, but when you do it, you're hitting 21 turn 1. That's again best case example. But and then even if you run Mecha Claws, you're emptying out your hand so fast, and then I feel like it could work, guys. I feel like it could work. Now we got Darkus Hydorus Ultra. He's back, but not as good, because he has this Evo that makes him 707 and Shadow Strike, but it's free, but it's not good. It's not good. Just play the old one at that point, because on his own he is 7 damage and 1050. So you literally, base form is better than this thing's Evo. Nah. Hyper Pegatrix Ultra, 3 cost, 700 again. I don't know what it is with or is that 900? That might be 900. Judge by what I put up here, because my notes are unreliable. I have doctor scribbles. And then 6 damage. Again, just because it's played for free doesn't mean you can make it poopy. Take Nilius, for example. They made him busted, but at least his, restriction is not that he's bad, but just that he comes back. So if you could get this engine reliable enough to where you can keep pumping it out, and, that's, Pyrus Darkus lacks in 2 things. B power and draw power, which are very critical to something that empties their hands out like there's no tomorrow. You're going to be able to do big damage if you win. Granted, B power is not a thing, but you're going to be top decking. That's what Pyrus Darkus Fury is top decking your Midas Indeus or Mac. That's what it is. And some people might not like that playstyle, but that's unfortunately what we're dealing with. We do a lot of damage and then go home. And when a lot of decks are not only matching us with aggressibility with the Power Creep Boys and everyone having access to it, which their B power are much bigger than the Pyrus Darkus, they also have better cards that, unless you draw Midas Indeus or Mac, oops, I guess I lose. That's cool. Then there's Shake and Break, which other than its artwork and its fun name, unless heroes become more prevalent, which we were scared of when Age of Aurelus was coming out, and someone's going to say, we were never afraid of that. I was. My fear matters, okay? Shake and Break, you destroy a hero for free. Depends. You don't want to run too many of the high cost cards for when it comes to Rapid Fire, because you want more of the starters. And unfortunately, the only ones are, as I said, Shadowflame and Darkus Ash, and then maybe the Skater Boy. Oh, definitely Skater Boy. What the heck am I talking about? Definitely Skater Boy. So you have 3 starters in the deck. That's 9 cards out of 40. But this is the best deck of the format. Best deck of the format. At least it's not Sync. At least it's not Sync.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.